Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Los mir Etwas Freiraum by SennyK. It means give me some breathing room. All right, so we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. That means in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. So these lines in the grid, these are duality lines. They are both German whisper lines and Nabner lines. Rather than trying to work through this when going over the rules, I'm just going to tell you what each one individually does, and it is up to you as part of your solve to figure out how that interacts. So as a German whisper line, that just means adjacent digits on the line. Let's do it down here so we don't have this given 2 getting in the way. Adjacent digits on the line have to have a difference of at least 3. So if this was a 2, this could be a 5, because 5 minus 2 is 3, or it could be a 6, because 6 minus 2 is 4. But that's it. Nothing else would have a difference of at least 3. 4 minus 2 is 2, for example. And this one also, this pair here also needs to abide by that. So this could be a 5 or a 6 as well. All right, as Nabner lines, if a digit appears on the line, then the digits consecutive with it do not appear on the line. So if this was a 2, then that means that from 1 through 6, we can't repeat the 2, and we also cannot be consecutive with the 2, so no 1 or 3. So it removes 1, 2, and 3 from the rest of the line. All right. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay. Let's talk about 3-cell Nabners first. If you put a 2 or a 5 on it, then it forces it. So if you put a 2 on a Nabner anywhere, then the remaining digits are 4, 5, 6, because we can't put 1, 2, or 3 on it. But you'll notice if we use a 5, the other one will be 4, 6, and it'd be forced to be consecutive. So 5 is actually gone. So 2 forces 2, 4, 6. If we put a 5, you'll probably guess where this is going. Then we remove the 4, 5, 6. We're down to 1, 2, 3. Can't actually put the 2 because the 2 would be with a 1 or a 3, which is next to it, and so we can't do the 2. And so we're left with 1, 3, 5. So a 2 forces all even, a 5 forces all odd. There's a little bit of wiggle room otherwise. The other thing to think about is of any 2 adjacent pair of digits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're only going to have 1 of each. It's also true of like 2, 3, but this is a nice way to think about it, is that they are entropic by nature, where you're going to have 1 of 1, 2, 1 of 3, 4, 1 of 5, 6. So those are things to think about with Nabner. The thing to think about with German Whisper is that we're always going to go low, high, low, high, low, high. So if this was from 1, 2, 3, then this digit, just because of German Whisper, would need to be from 4, 5, 6 in order to have a difference of at least 3. And then we'd go back down to 1, 2, 3. So they always go back and forth. So how does this then tell us? Okay, so how does this interact with Nabner is the question, of course. So it seems like it might not be possible to put a 2. Yeah, it's not, because we need it. Okay, so every single one of these lines, it needs at least 1 low and 1 high, right? They'll have 2 lows and 1 high, or 2 highs and 1 low. We need 1 low and 1 high. Oh, sorry. The one we have 2 of, we're going to need to do 1, 3, or we're going to have to do 4, 6, right? And so this is the one we have 2 of. That's true of all of these here. Now, the 2-cell is different. We can analyze that later. But these cannot be 2s or 5s, because if they were, we would have to have another low or another high of the same, and that's not going to work. So 2 is one of these 2. It's by Sudoku. So what about this middle digit then? Well, we know this one's not a 2, but so it's going to be the high. We're either going to have a 1, 3 pair, or we're going to have a 4, 6 pair. If this was a 1, 3 pair, let's just write this out. So if this was a 1, 3 pair, then from 1 through 6, we know this has to be high, so it has to be from 4, 5, 6. And we know that we're going to have a 3 on the Nabner. So we need a 5, 6. It's kind of the point. And similarly, if we were a 4, 6 pair, we would have a 4, so we can't have the 3. So we need a 1, 2. So the middle digit is always from 1, 2, 5, 6. I'll clean it up in a second. But these can't be 2s. All right. Is there any interaction between these lines that's worth coloring? Not sure yet. So I get the feeling this given 2 is supposed to be doing something important, but 2 forces 4, 6. That's fine. Huh. 1, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. Everything's represented. Okay, so let's talk about 3s and 4s, though. So a 3 always it has to be next to a 6, and a 4 has to be next to a 1. So, okay, so if this was lows, it would be 1, 3 pair, and the German Whisperer would say, oh, this is going to be next to a 3, therefore it's got to be a 6. So actually 5 is not possible. These are 1, 6 pairs in the middle. 2 and 5 are not possible because we're either going to be next to a 3 or we're going to be next to a 4. Okay, that feels important. These two are the same. Let's talk about why. So I'm going to use green and purple to say one would be low, one would be high. If this was true, then one of these would be. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking about this a little bit wrong. I was thinking 1, 3 versus 4, 6 would get rid of both 1 and 6, but that's not true. All right, well, what can we do then? This box, whatever this is, there's 2 of. This is a 1, 6 pair. We could use that. So this is not. Oops, this is not 1, 6. It's a 3 or 4. Okay, let's start coloring then. So I'm gonna call this one green, purple, green for how it alternates low, high. And then because of the 1, 6 pair, we know that this has to be the opposite. If this is 6, this is 1, right? If this is 1, this is 6. And so then these are purples. So this is the purple 3, 4. This is the green 1, 6. So one of these is going to be a 3 or a 4. Can I expand this at all? Okay. This cell here, remember that there's going to be a 1, 6 here, right? This is either a 1, 3 pair or a 4, 6 pair, right? So there's going to be a 1 and there's going to, or a 6, depending on whether this is low or high. And so this cell here cannot be a 1 or a 6. And it can't be a 2 either. So it's from 3, 4, 5. Now I'm wondering if that affects here. Oh, and we can't put a 5 down here. 5 is up here for the row. And roping says there's no 5. So we know that the 3, 4 is going to be the green 3, 4. And so we know one of these is going to be 3, 4. And whichever one it is, it cannot be the green one because the green one is here and it sees them both. So this has the purple 1, 4 and the purple 1, 6. And so this is the green 1, 6. Now, can we expand on that? This sees the purple 1, 6. Remember, one of these is 1, 6, one of them's 3, 4. They're both purple. So this is the green 1, 6, making these both purple. So this is a purple 1, 6, purple 3, 4 pair. So this one here cannot be there's only 2 purple 1, 3, 4, 6s. There's 2 green and 2 purple. So this uses up the 2 purple 1, 3, 4, 6s. So these are green and this is purple. All right, well, I've got all the 3 cell lines colored. I'm not sure what to do with this one. This is interesting. This 2 has to be doing something to tell. The 2 tells us low or high, but I'm trying to figure out how. We haven't gotten a color on it yet. So 2 is simply not on these lines, right? 2 is one of these two. Does this line come in clutch? It's one of each. So there's a purple 1-6, a purple 2-5, and a purple 3-4, and then there's a green of each of those as well. So we have oh, this is the purple 1-6. So this has to be the purple 3-4, which makes this the purple 1-6, which makes this the purple 3-4, which makes this the purple 3-6. Also that did as well. Okay, and then we have the green 1-6, which makes this 3-4, which makes that 1-6, which makes that 3-4, which makes that 1-6. Oh, this makes this the purple 1-6. There we go. So now I've got them singled out. We just have to distinguish low from high and continue solving. So this is going to be a 2-5 pair. And this is going to be a 3-4 pair. And so we know this one's the green 3-4 and this is the purple 3-4. This is also a 2-5 pair. Now I could subcolor the 2 5s, but I'm not sure how that... How's that going to help me? Here's the problem. I think this is going to have to come into play. The problem is, how is this 2 going to help us, right? Because it's not going to tell us about... It's not going to distinguish low highs on any of these 3 cells. It's got to be doing it for this 2 cell. That's my only thought. So this has the 2. This is a 2-5 pair. This has the purple 3-4, and it can't go here. The purple 3-4 is already in this column. So this is the purple 3-4, and this is a 5. That makes that 2 and 5. Like I said, it distinguishes these low highs, but it doesn't actually help the lines. So I think it's got to have to do with this here. This is a 1-6 pair. We know this is green. We know this is purple. And so this has to be purple just for the sake of being opposite green on this Drone Whisper. Now this has 1 and 6 on it. So just by the Nabner, we can't... So if we start with 1 through 6, we can't be 1 and 6, and we can't be... sorry. If it's 1, we can't be 2. If it's... sorry, if it's 1, we can't be 1, 2. Sorry, let's start over. If this is 1, we're from 4, 5, 6. It's only 4, 6. If it's 6, we're from 1, 2, 3. But we have a 1-6 pair, right? So it's never going to be 6. So if this is 1, the only option is 4, because we have a 5 in the column. And if this is 6, we're from 1, 2, 3, but we can't be 1, so we're from 2, 3. Okay. Oh, no, hold on. We need a green 3-4 in this column, which goes here. This is the green 3-4. We already have the purple 3-4, so this actually can't be the purple 3-4. This is the purple 2, which means 2 is purple, and that's key. Normally I'd change to blue and orange, but at this point it's a little silly. So if 2 is purple, that means purple is low. So all of our purple 1-6s, which I don't think I can do that way. We'll be able to do the greens in a second, but all the purple 1-6s are low, so they're 1s. And then all of the green 1-6s are 6s. And then all of the green 3-4s are 4s. And so all the purple 3-4s are 3s. Okay. And so now this is a 3-5 pair. So this is 5 and this is other way around. This 3, that's 5. So that's green and that's purple. So we know this is roped with purples here, greens here. So this is a 2. And so now we know that this has to be green and this has to be purple as well. So that's 5, that's 2. This is 5, that's 4. And we're done. All right. Cool puzzle, Senny. I enjoyed that. That was a really interesting interaction, the Nabner Drone Whisper. All right. Not much to say. We don't get much chance in Sudoku Adventure to do the sort of coloring of each individual low high, like the sort of Drone Whisper symmetry, right? The 1-6, the 2-5, the 3-4, and getting a green and purple version of those. That's always very fun. And I don't think we've done that in Sudoku Adventure before, at least not in recent memory. Cool. Well, how'd you do?